Hey guys, how's it going? I just got back from a really long day and I am so excited to open this. So, as you guys may have realized, G2 G Squared has just released the Elite, okay? Way back when it was actually called the Intel. So this is a prototype of the Elite, if you will, and this has been one of my more regularly used throws. You may have seen it in a couple of my Instagrams, but basically this is the full version. This is the fully decked out, 100% full production model. And just like I was impressed with the original Banshee, but the production Banshee blew me away. I've got really high expectations and really high hopes for this yo-yo. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing. So if we open it up here, we've got all the paper and Elite Cozy. So maybe I'll put a water bottle in this and wrap it while I'm at work. Oh. Couple things. I put a Boss Ripper bearing on your Elite. That's my favorite setup. Specifications. 57 millimeters. Okay. Width 44 millimeters. Weight 62 grams. That is super light. I think the drop near is 64 grams and most bimetals are 64. So this is 62. Really, really light. Pads are G19s and ships with two bearings, Boss Rage and Wrath. Jake. So that's what's inside here. So this is what the packaging looks like. This packaging is elite. It looks like an Apple product. Okay, so inside the Elite box is, oh my god, there's more Elite packaging. Jesus. This thing, just from a marketing point of view, love the packaging, love how it's laid out. Alright. You guys ready to see the yo-yo? I've been ready since like day one. Oh my god, he even included a blue version. There we go. Oh my god. This looks beautiful. So, this is the Elite compared to the Intel, which is its previous version. Just by the basis of it, I can't really see any major differences. Okay, so there's a flat bearing, a string, which almost looks like kitty string, I'm guessing, and an Elite badge. You know what? I'm not really usually a fan of badges. Don't really see the point in them, but you know, just because I really have high hopes for this yo-yo and it looks like it's gonna be freaking awesome, I'm gonna put on this badge right now. So this badge is really cool. It's the same way forwards as it is backwards. So that's really cool. But okay. And again, this is the specifications that the setup that Jake loves best. And I think, oh, okay, so this is one really, really important thing. So my major critique, or not really my major, but my one critique of all G2 yo-yos is that if you look at the Intel, or basically the Elite prototype, I'm not sure what to call it, they came with these different kind of pads. So these pads are like Caribou's back in the day, slightly different, and they're not the standard pads. So if I wanted to chuck in IR pads, I wanted to chuck in, basically, if I wanted to chuck in 19mm pads, I couldn't. I'd have to manually silicone it. Not the biggest deal in the world, mainly because one, I know how to silicone yo-yos, and two, pretty experienced with it, and three, yeah, it's not really a big deal for me. Yes, the thing is pretty tedious, but the Elite comes with the standard 19mm pads. So basically, the Elite itself is now basically a fully functional, user-friendly yo-yo. So let's check this thing out. Ooh. Oh my god. So this thing's dead smooth. So, the prototype, ooh. This is butter. Damn, Jake, man, you've done it again. Ooh. Okay, so the main difference that I can feel with this yo-yo, oh gosh, that's freaking good. The main difference that I can tell between this and the Intel is that, well, the Intel had a little bit of vibe, and the vibe was actually quite distinct. This thing is dead smooth, 100% just smooth. Again, right up there with that Banshee that I lost way back in AP, and right up there with like basically a lot of their other yo-yos. Do the different pads translate to any different playability? No, not really. Does this yo-yo play light? Yes, it does. The finish on it is really, really nice, really, really smooth. So as you can see there, the grinds on it work phenomenally. And the yo-yo itself is just a floaty, powerful, well-rounded, angular, but at the same time very comfortable to hold kind of yo-yo. It plays very similar to the Elite. It just, the Index. It's just a more refined version. Whoops. It's definitely light. And does it move quickly through the strings? Yep, it does. That being said, it's... Oof. And it's got a awesome shape, awesome specifications. This thing is solid for competition. The bearing itself is really quiet, really nice. I guess that's why Jacob likes it a lot. In terms of horizontal abilities, nothing out of the ordinary. It's, you know, it's pretty good for that as well. And yeah, finger spins, you can do it. Not spectacular by today's standards, but hey, I don't think that's what he was really going for. Yeah, he would be able to handle it, so. That being said, it has a very stable vibe to it as well, even though it's very light. And that gives it a very, gives it a very nice feel. One thing I'll say, the weight distribution is unusual, and by unusual I mean very optimized. So a lot of yo-yos these days, they have a very similar weight distribution to one another, and basically that just goes from like, yeah, I mean, a yo-yo should have this much rim weight, this much thing, this much width, yada yada yada. Every now and then though, the weight distribution is kind of optimized in a way that is quite uncommon, and that either makes or breaks a yo-yo. In the Elite's case, the weight distribution is light, but also very centered on the rim. So it's got all the rim weight it needs, but it's also got a very light body, which is ideal. Probably would optimize spin times and speed, but the problem is, because so few yo-yos are pushed to that extreme, it feels a little weird and I'm making some mistakes on it. But I feel as if you took the time to get used to this yo-yo, it'd be super efficient to compete with. Like, just the fact that it's so light, moves around on the string, super smooth, super comfortable to hold. What more could you really ask for? The pads themselves, they feel quite fresh. So the yo-yo itself has a really tight bind at the moment, a little too tight for my liking, but I'm sure with some play, which I will definitely be giving this thing, it'll be just fine. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Elite. And as I said, this thing is great. Like, yeah, the yo-yo itself, beautifully designed, down to the bearings, down to the packaging. I would unscrew it, but to be honest, I really don't want to. It's just, yeah, it's that good of a yo-yo. I'm trying to see if there's any shape differences. Very, very minimal differences, really. I'm not really sure what the differences are. I think this might be a little bit heavier. Not sure why, but still great. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Elite. So yeah, any comments, questions, and criticisms, post them down below, and I will see you guys next time.